Hello and welcome to my craft room. My name is Michelle Wells. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator from Tasmania, Australia. Welcome to day 5 of 12 days of Christmas fun. So I've got a nice little box to make today. So alrighty, we'll get started. So I'm just going to see if I can sit down and hopefully I'm in the right spot. If I'm not, well, I'll okay, so I'm going to move that. So we're going to create this little box here, and well, it's just a little flip up lid, and it's just got little Ferrero Rocher chockies in there. So but I thought it'd be a cute little gift for a teacher, that neighbour that haven't bought anything for or anything like that. But what I'm thinking about doing is I'm just going to pop on this one. I'm going to pop a little glue dot in there just to hold that shut. Or if you're going to give it away for a Christmas present, wrap it up in a bit of cellophane paper. So I'm going to do that with this one. So I will show you once I've done that, and I'll put a picture on when I'm finished. But alrighty, we'll get started. So I'll set that one to the side. Hopefully you can see that still. Okay, I'm trying to work out where so if I stay in the middle of this area here, you should be able to see. So, and I'm gonna apologise because if you can hear the lawnmower, my neighbour across the road decided he wanted to mow the lawn. So I'm going to use the Merry Christmas out of the Peaceful Deer again. I've sort of using this one a lot lately, so I'm going to use that. I'm also using the little die cut from the Crackers and Treat Box dies. This is the video that I used this in the video yesterday. So I'm going to use that. I'm also using the layering circles, and I'm using these two here. So I've got a scallop one this time, so that's for that bit, this bit here. So I'm going to use the scallop one this time, and the scallop one is about 3 inches. So 3 inches by 3 inches, well 3 inches in diameter. And the little one is about 2 1/4. Yeah, it's about 2 1/4. Yeah, 2 1/4. So, but so that'll I'll show you anyway when we get close to that. So I'll put them back in there so I don't lose them. I will need that little one out. I've already done that one, so I'll keep that one. And we're also going to use one of these snowflakes, and these are out of the I haven't used many of these, the Wonderful Snowflakes. So nearly knocked that snowflake off. So I'm going to be using one of these as well. So I'll get that one out so I can put all these away. So I'm just going to, and there's 2 sides to these. One's shiny and one's like a matte. So I don't know which one I'll use yet, but anyway, I'll use those. So I'm going to put them all down there out of the way, and so I've got all my pieces already cut, but I'll have all the measurements for all these at the end of the video, like I have been doing lately. So, and before I get started, I'm just going to grab grab 3 more tiles. So these are the next lot of letters that you'll need. So hopefully I'll just have a quick look and make sure that might move that down just a little bit, and I'll just sit them up the top there just for a little bit, so you can write those down. Actually, if I stick them over in the corner, I might better leave them there. So if for anyone that doesn't know, from all my videos I've had I've been putting out some Scrabble pieces, and so that'll make a 4-letter sentence, or 4-letter word. It's 4 words making a sentence, so a little sentence. So and then at the end, the first person to message me, like private message me with what they think it is, will win a gift from me. So alrighty, so we're going to get started, and I'm just double checking to make sure that I can still see myself, because I can't see the videos at the moment. I can't see them. I mean, I can't see them on another device. So I'm just going to leave them up there. So, like I said, I've got my piece. So this is that piece cut out from the two, and I'll put them over there, and I'll need them again. So I'll get that circle out of it. So from these two layering circles, I'll stick them there. So from these two layering circles, I put them together and run them through the cut and emboss machine, and I got that. So that will be the piece that will sit on top of there. So I'll put that to the side, and we'll have that for the decoration at the side. I've got a little piece here that's from the Cracker Box dies, so that'll be where I'll put my sentiment on there. And I've got 4 pieces of the Designer Series paper, but like I said, I'll have all the measurements at the end of the video with all these, so you need 4 pieces the same. And then this circle here is just a piece that's cut out, but don't throw that away, use that for something else. So I'll just stick that over there. And you'll need a piece of acetate as well. Like I said, I'll have all the measurements after this. But alrighty, so I've got a piece of my sweet sorbet. I'm trying to pick those up. So I've got a piece of sweet sorbet here, and I think this is 9.5 by 7. So I'm going to grab my big scoreboard, and I might stand up for this one because I just don't want to. I want to have you in view of what I'm doing. So, and I've just knocked my blanket off my chair. I have 3 chairs in my room, and 1 chair the cat lays on, and I put a blanket on there for him. But alrighty, so I'm going to grab my scoreboard, and on the 9.5, I think it's a 9.5. Yep, it is 9.5. So the 9, I'm just double checking my. So we've got, and yep, no, it's right. So I think it's the same measurements. Yep. So on my 9.5 side, I'm going to score at half. So half an inch, and then I'm going to go 3.5. Just looking at my sheets here. 3.5. I hope that lawnmower's not too loud. 5. I've got 5, and then we're going to go 8. We're going to flip it around, and we're going to go half again. Oh, no. Okay. Half, 2, 5, and 6.5. And I didn't do that. Right, and that's all I need for my scoreboard. So I'm going to pop that down there, and hopefully I'll lay that up there so it doesn't get knocked over. Right, so then we're going to do a little bit of cutting on this. So I'm just going to grab my my sheet here to give me an idea of what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do first is these you've got your half an inch score line up here. So from that half, so that these 4 squares, this little one, this one, this one, and this one here, on both sides you're going to take off. So I'm going to grab my scissors, and my snips are gone. Oh no, there they are. They're just hiding. So we're just going to cut. I'm going to move those letters. I'll bring them back out again in a minute. So I'm just going to cut down. So you've got your 1/2 inch up the top. So up the top you've got your 1/2 inch. So you've got a 1/2 inch on either side of here. But the very top, turn that around, and we're going to cut this panel and this panel out. So you sort of cut. Once you've done one, you'll know what I mean. But we're just cutting out those like you've got the line here, you've got the 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch here, and this little tiny one here, and this big one here. So you're cutting those 4 out. Okay, take that piece and don't cut throw them away. You can use them for to die cut your pieces. So I'm just going to cut this one as well. I'm going to cut down there. Okay, I find it hard going on the left of me, so okay, so you should have that. So then we're going to flip it around, and I'm just double checking too. So we've got the bottom here, so we're going to cut up these sides here. So I'm going to cut up this one, making sure I'm doing it right. Yep. And then we're going to cut half of that off, and then we're going to miter those. Okay, and I didn't do a very good job of mitering that. So it should look like that. And then I'm going to do the same up this side here. I'm going to cut up to that one, and we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to cut part of this off, and I didn't do it straight, but it's not going to matter. And then I'm just going to miter in there. Okay, so then we're going to flip it around, and we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to cut along there and along there, and I'm going to turn it, and we're just going to cut those and miter. And then we're going to cut the same on this side. So you should end up with a piece. So this was your whole piece. You cut these bits off here, and then you flipped it around and cut up there and up there and up there and up there, and then you just mitered those 2 little tabs. So hopefully I'm still in view. I'm trying to keep in view, so no get out. So okay, so now we're ready to so I'm just going to burnish all these. So I'm just going to take them all in. So and another thing I forgot to grab was my, oh no, that's fine. This is, I've done of that many boxes that I'm forgetting which one I've done. So no, I don't need it in this one. But I think I did, I mitered, I'm sure I did that. I can't remember now whether I did or left them. Actually, I think I left them. Yeah, I did. So just double checking this little one. Yeah, I did. So these are the ones here. You just sort of got to miter in a little bit too. Actually, I was going to try. little bit. Okay, right, get them all out of the way. So now we're ready to assemble our box and make sure these are all coming up. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to glue mine together, and then I'll decorate. Actually, I might like decorate it first. So your 4 panels here. So one will go on here. I'm just going to make sure which way the box is going, but I don't really think it matters where. So we're going to go up ways. I don't think it really matters, but if you've got a pattern that's got a direction on it, make sure that it's all going like this, the right way. So actually I'll put my box together first, and then it'll make it easy, and then you'll understand. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue. Oh no, before I do that, forgot. Nearly made a boo-boo. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to close all that, but before I do that, I'm actually going to pop this die. So this is going to be your lid, this piece up here that's got the little flap. So you've got your little flap there. So I'm just going to flip that over, and I'm going to stick that. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of, I've got an old piece of tape up here that doesn't seem to stick. It looks a bit grotty, but so I'm just going to eyeball that and get that centered into in the middle of my panel there. And once you've got that centered, I'm just going to stick that down, and I'm just going to run this part through. So I'm not running, I'm just going to run it through till it gets to about here, and then run it back like so. I'm not running the whole through, running the whole piece all the way through. So I'm going to run that through my cut and emboss machine. I didn't want to bring that up under the table because it's too big. So I'm just going to cut that, and I'll run that back through. So, okay, alrighty, out you come. So then I'll just take that little piece off gently without pulling it too tight. Even though this has been used a few times, it still does rip your cardstock. So I'll stick that back up there. This little piece here, use that for another project. So that's all I need to do with them. I'll pop them back in here before I lose them. So I did lose a die the other day. It bounced in the room, and it took me ages to find it. And it was the die to this, and it was so little, so it took me forever to find it. So now I've done that. So when you close that up, that'll be the lid. So that'll be the top of your box. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pop that piece of acetate onto there. And I noticed when I done my last one, I was trying to minimize, but if you don't like that, you can put another piece over. I'm thinking about putting another little piece over that, so I might do that anyway. So if you can see what I mean, but I'm going to stick a little piece over that just to cover where I used the glue dot, the glue dots. So I actually use glue dots on there. Actually, I might try this one, and actually I didn't use glue dot. I used the glue, but I'm just going to use the same thing again. So be careful that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run a tiny little bit. I'm just going to pop a little bit here. Very little tiny bit, just on the edges of there. So, and I did put a little tiny bit, just a little dot on the ends of the acetate. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop that down and line it up so it's center. But yeah, you can just see like that actually makes but if you're fine with that, it's okay. But I think I might later on, I might just put another panel around there, so that I won't do that today. So but to mean, if that bothers you, I would yeah, change it. So, and I think I forgot to actually, I'm not going to cut these ones. I cut the last ones, but I'm going to see how I go with this one. So because in this box here I cut these little tabs, but like cut a little bit out of them to corner them off a bit, but I'm not going to do that with this one because I just want to try something. So now we're ready to assemble our box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop some glue onto this piece here and this piece here, and I'm just going to bring that up and center, like stick it to there. So, and I'm just going to make sure it's lined up there. And I think from memory last time I should have snipped that off a little bit because that was a little bit big, but that's okay. It should be fine. So making sure that that's straight, so that'll go in. Yep. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing here. Nearly knocking stuff off the table. So I'm just going to take, pop a little bit of glue there, and a little bit of glue there. And I'm just going to bring that one into there. Okay. And I'm going to bring that one into there. And I'm just going to see if I can hold them together till they sort of set together. And there's your little box taking shape. So let's make sure that they're, yeah. I should have snipped a little bit, but that's okay. That's the back anyway. So now that should just sort of slide in there. It's not going to because I need to cut those. I was just trying to see whether they'd whether it'd fit in there, but it doesn't quite. So we're just going to snip those little bits off there. So now that should just sit in there, and there you go. So just making sure. I mean, if you're making this at home, make sure it was dry first before you so there you go. So that's that part there. So now what we're going to do is this part here will go on top of there, and I've noticed something, that's these here are probably just a tiny little bit long because I can see them through the, but then I might not be able to see them. You could just, so it'll only just be, but I reckon my thing will cover that. So alrighty, so I'm just going to put that down in there. I think one of these is a little bit, should have cut it off a little bit more. It's a little bit bulgy, but it's okay. I can fix that. So now we're just going to glue that piece onto there. And I've just done the reverse of what we're using on the other box. So it's just the reverse of this side. So I thought, well, instead of having the same. So, and I get a lot of my acetate from my stamp sets. So when they come in, and that top layer, that thick top layer, I use that for my boxes. So it has a little tiny, you can see where the stamps have been, but that doesn't bother me. So, because most of the time you're covering it up anyway. So before I decorate that part, I'm going to do all these little panels. So we're going to have one on the front here. So I'm just going to glue. Make sure, like I said, you can wrap these up in some cellophane if you like. So I'm just going to stick one on there. Okay. Yeah, and I should have gave that a little bit of a trim because it's lifting out there a little bit, but that's okay. It's probably what's causing the box to be a little bit, so I'm not the best, I'm not the straightest cutter in the world, so okay, so we're just putting it like a piece of this on all four sides. So, and then we'll put one on the back and then the one on the other side. And I got this idea from Stamping with Amore, this box. So I just loved her little box that she made, and so I thought I'd have a go and make one myself. So I thought, well, I'll share it in a live. So it just holds just a nice lot of treats. So, but if you've got like a pattern going a certain way, when you cut it, make sure you cut it so the pattern is going the right way. So you don't want to have it upside down or anything like that. So there's my box so far. So what I'm going to do now is, actually before I put that on, I'm going to pop these in. So I decided in my last box I've put Ferrero Rocher. So this time I might put two of those. I might put two of those in, and I'm going to pop two of the Ferrero. Oh, and that's sticking to my finger. I knew it had happened. So the Ferrero Rochers. Actually, I was going to stick that like that, and you probably, if you was like good enough, you could probably fit, but I reckon 4 is enough. But I don't know, I think that's just a little bit too but anyway, so there's 4 in there. I don't think you could fit a 5th one in there. You might be able to. I'm just going to have a look and see if you can. No, you could probably you probably could. So yeah, so that's with 5, but it's actually lifting the lid up. So yeah, so you could probably fit more of these in if you had more, but I'm just going to stick those in there, and then I'm going to pop I'm going to go not the shiny side. I think I went the shiny side on that. No, I went the dull side on there. So maybe I might go the shiny side this time. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue, and I'm just going to stick that to the acetate there. And so I don't think that showed up as much. No, you can't really see, like you can't see the glue on there as much. So as much as like being on white, it's fine. So while that's sitting there drying, I'm going to grab my sentiment here, my label, and I'm going to grab my Memento black ink, and I'm just going to stamp that or ink that up, and then I'm just going to pop, hopefully I'm going to stamp that straight. So I might stand up and do that one. I'm finding standing up lately has been pretty good. So I'm just going to stamp that there, and hopefully it's not crooked. And it's not too bad, so I will go with that. So, get rid of my ink. So that, all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to stick that to there. And so I'm going to pop that up on some dimensionals. And hopefully yep, I found my dimensionals over here. So, I'll use the big ones again. So I'm going to flip that over. I'm just going to pop three dimensionals on there. Or did I? No, I didn't. I stuck 2 because I didn't want them showing through the acetate. So let's double check. I think I did only use the 2. Yeah, it was only 2 I used. So okay, I'm just going to take the backings off. Oh, I must have already done. Let's come off. Okay, so I'm going to pop that to there, and once you stick that there, you probably won't see that as much. I'm just going to stick that there. If you don't stick it down straight away, you've got a little bit of time to maneuver it. And there you go. That's a cute little project today. So that's the one I made with you today. Like this one's we're using sweet sorbet, and this one's real red. So you can see the difference between the real red and the sweet sorbet. So there you go, my little project for today. So I think I prefer the non-shiny side to the, but I think they're both shiny. I should have flipped that one over and used the shiny side, the non-shiny side, but yeah, so there you go. So there are our letters for our Scrabble settings. So, and the little project I did today. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you hopefully Sunday for another live video. But tomorrow I will put another video on like the same way. So I'm hoping, or I might come on live Saturday. I'm not quite sure yet, so I will let you know anyway. So, but I hope you enjoyed this one, and if I don't go live tomorrow, I will see you Sunday. Alrighty then, thanks for watching, and until next time, bye for now.